All right, everyone. This is my my analysis of the Jaguars versus the Panthers. Back on Sunday, they lost at home, 20-9. And so, I'm just going to talk about some of my thoughts concerning the game and what I'm looking forward to for next week. So, I'm going to pull up the stats in a second, but let me start off by saying that, I was expecting more from the offensive side of the ball. We saw a lot of things during the preseason that were positive, and I expected that to pretty much carry over week one. I'm not gonna lie. So, tough loss, especially when you don't get the production that you were expecting out of the passing game, because we've been lacking that for so long in terms of efficiency throwing the football on a consistent basis. So I'm looking at the stats. I saw the first half of the game. I fell asleep because I'm out of the country. But Blake Bortles, 22 of 40 for 183, one touchdown and two picks. You want to see that completion percentage higher, obviously, and the yards per attempt higher. And then the two turnovers. I know he threw a pick six. You cannot do that. That you cannot do at practically any level. So there's improvement to be made. I know there were key drops by the receivers. I saw those in the first half. And those are drive killers, You can't have drops. You can't break up the rhythm like that. One drop here or there, that's fine. But you can't have multiple drops like that during the course of the game. And then I looked at the rushing totals. And T.J. Yeldon, solid performance with 12 carries for 51 yards. Denard Robinson, solid performance with 5 carries for 19 yards. My thing is, we only ran the ball 17 times on design running plays. Well, I can't say design running plays because Blake might have had one or two because he had 4 rushes as well. But between your two running backs, they got 17 carries for 70 yards. That's not enough. It's not enough. Especially when you have a Carolina defense who is fast, who has great linebackers. You want to get them tired so that at least you have more of ability within the passing game. You want to get the cornerbacks and the DB, and safeties to relax a little bit. You want to impose your will. That's my mentality, at least, to make sure that the team knows that, hey, we have a game plan and we're going to do it, regardless of what you planned. So I'm looking at the receivers, and two things stick out to me. Allen Robinson had 1 catch, and with the amount of attention that he was receiving during the preseason at the end, of course, last season before the injury and all of that, I was expecting much more out of him. And then Green had 7 catches, but for 28 yards. You might as well run the ball on those plays. I know he had the touchdown reception, the only one for the game for the team. But if you're averaging 4 yards a catch, not 4 yards, after contact or anything like that, no 4 yards after the catch, but 4 yards a catch, that's saying something. So I understand the scheme for the team to have a lot of short intermediate passes. I understand that. I get that, and it actually makes sense to me, especially with the personnel that we have. But come on, man, this is depressing. We scored 9 points. 9 points. So looking at the defense, Paul Lesney, great game, 9 tackles. He had the interception, flying around, making plays. And I'm looking at sacks. We had 2 sacks. Me personally, I want to see more than that on a consistent basis. But it is what it is. Lesney had the interception, as I said, and looking at Carolina's stats, Cam Newton, he was held to 175 yards passing. I'll take that. And then between him and Jonathan Stewart, there wasn't much rushing in terms of averages, but there was 32 carries between the two of them, so a little improvement there. But obviously, the offense continuing to hold on to the football and sustain longer drives, that will help out a lot. So all in all, I think it was if I had to grade the performance, I'm gonna have to say like D at the highest, because I mean the offense came out flat from what I saw, and I mean time of possession, lost it by about 4 minutes, 3 turnovers, did okay on penalties, didn't run the ball enough. That's my main thing. We did not run enough, because we were having adequate success running the football. I know the team got down, especially after the interception, the pick six for the touchdown. But I don't think that's a time to abandon the run. I think you should run it more. Get your offense out there and keep them out there. Make them gain that confidence back. Make them get used to the feel of the flow of the game again, because the pick six, that changes a lot of the momentum, that changes a lot of the character of the game, rather, in terms of just who feels that they're ahead, who feels they're behind, and all of that. So we're gonna see what adjustments they make for the Dolphins next week, who beat the Redskins by 7. So we'll see how they do. Their defense pretty good, and I hope the offense is up to the challenge. I'm looking at the scores, and other than the Vikings, we scored the lowest amount of points. The Vikings only got 1 field goal, which is pretty pathetic, but 9 points isn't much better at all. So yeah, it's disappointing, obviously. You want to see a team do well, especially for us. We haven't seen a playoff team for, almost a decade now. Man, it's been that long. But yeah, so I'm going to continue to watch them as always, and I'll have my thoughts concerning the Dolphins game coming up later. All right, God bless.